Hello, my name is Michael Richards, and this is my final pitch for my game Sky Defender. Sky Defender is a 3D rail shooter with an angled top-down, third-person view where the player will have a limited space to move around in and shoot enemies with their spaceship. Unlike other games, the player will be able to modify and equip their ship to their liking. However, the only time the player can change the loadout of their ship is when at a ship garage. Don't worry, there are garages in each level to allow the player to change their loadout without having to wait till the end or at the beginning of the game. The game is unique in its own way because I don't know of any other space shooter out there that makes use of pit stops or shops while going through its levels. The player will be given the option to equip various stages of shield generators and various arsenal weapons that have a few stages to them as well. This will be the hardest part of the game to incorporate due to having to set the values and effects for each item as well as design each item. Weapons for this game will range from fully automatic laser guns, pulse rifles, grenade launchers, and missile launchers. All weapons will have a limited max ammo that can be gathered from killing enemies and bosses as well as paying for restock of ammo at garages, where the shield generators will replenish over time or be recharged at a garage as well. Special gear can drop from killing bosses. Aside from bosses dropping special items, they will also drop larger cash rewards as opposed to small cash rewards that can also be dropped from smaller enemies. The average small enemy will be ships that fly around as solos or in groups that will attack as soon as the player enters their range of sight. Bosses will vary from mega ships to ground-based monsters and vehicles. Bosses will have a larger health bars, making them harder to beat. If the player should die, the player will be taken back to the last checkpoint and must start over with the stats they had upon reaching that checkpoint. In the first image here, you see a menu screen of a basic loadout menu where the player will choose what weapons, which shield generators they will use to set up their spaceship. In the second picture, you see an example of how the player can choose which way it decides to go and which route to get to the goal. All routes will lead to the goal eventually. Some may be longer, some may be shorter. However, the obstacles in between will be the difference between getting there faster or slower. At the end of each level, the player should have a feeling of accomplishment and success. At the end of the game, the player should have the feeling that they had saved the galaxy by beating the few levels in this game.